Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Chris here. Wanted to bring you guys a little update on Litecoin. We haven't talked about it in a while, so I figured I'd check on in. So what we're going to be looking at is Litecoin on the one-day chart. And if you guys could like, subscribe, all that, I really appreciate it. It helps the channel out. So what we're looking at, guys, throughout this move. So our move started here around, say, the end of June, going into July. So this is what we were looking at right here. Okay. So we had our low, and this was around $72. Then we came up here out of this move, and we had our high around $90, which has been acting as a pretty significant resistance. Then we had our higher low, and you can see how we were moving in this trend. Higher high, higher low, lower high, higher high. So we're getting in that tight range here, guys, and we're basically between about that $81.53 and $90 or so, because this top here, we hit 90 here, we hit 90 here, we hit 90 here. Here we broke out, but it was just a wick. So I want you guys to keep that in mind, and I'm going to clear off some of these lines here. Also, what you're seeing on the one-day chart is we're kind of running into, we're like trading in the middle here between, I have our 12 EMA out, I have our 26 EMA, and I have our 20 EMA. Then I also have our 200-day moving average, which is over top. And guys, I want to talk about that 200-day moving average right up here. So it kind of acts as a magnet sometimes, and I feel like over time, as we continue this slight uptrend that we've been having here, you can even see the uptrend taking place on the RSI. As this continues to happen, we're going to come back up here and we're going to test that 140 at some point. So that's kind of what I've been looking at. But what we do, we have to break out and we have to get over top of that $90, and we need to come up here, and let me draw an overhead resistance line here. So this is going to be some resistance right there around $100, and that's also going to be that psychological resistance. And you can see what type of move we need to make. We have to have good volume come in to be able to make this move, which this is a start here. This is decent volume, but we need to get back up over top of these moving averages and use them as support. Essentially, that's what I really want to see. Next thing we're going to look at, guys, we're going to pull a few Fibonacci's here, just kind of talk about that. So I want to clear some of this stuff out real quick, and I hope you all are having a good day. You tell me what you've been doing, buying, selling. Have you guys been making any moves, anything like that? I'd love to hear it. Get back to you guys as soon as I can. It's just been a little crazy recently. So let's do this one first, guys. So we had our tweezer tops here around that 185 or so. All right. So right around in there, guys. So the 0.236, that's sitting at about 80 or 98.64. So around that $100, there's a lot of heavy resistance. So we have the $100. We have all this build up over here once we break out from the top over here. We also have that 236, which acts as a pretty strong resistance sometimes. So we got to be aware of that as we're looking at different things. And then I also wanted to show you guys here, this is really important that overall we hold this low right there, because we don't want that to be just a bear flag where we come up and then we have another big leg down. So always keep that in mind, guys, and have different scenarios, because this is kind of the channel we've been trading in, is that 72.17 to that, trying to get up over that $100 mark. So we're looking at those. Next thing I want to look at is the MACD, and we're also going to do the Bollinger Bands. All right. So we obviously talked about this right here, guys, how we've been moving up, higher highs, higher lows, moving. Okay, and now we're going to see if we can get over top of this essentially double top on the RSI that we had around that 55 on the daily. We're at 49 right now. Okay, MACD is in the positive, histogram's in the positive. You can see a slight divergence here, kind of moving down a little bit on us. So that's been losing a little bit of steam, and this is starting to curl over just a little bit. But remember, guys, we can have a little curl and we can move back up. That happens all the time as well. So keep those in mind. Then let's throw our Bollinger Bands out here. I like to have a nice clean slate, guys, like this, so we can just really look at these patterns, kind of see how they're forming. You know, looking at that leg down after we had this little run up here, you could see it's almost like we had that 5, then we had our correction here, then we had another leg down to those 5s. So I'm looking at that, and then Bollinger Bands. Okay, so we're sitting with support right on top of the middle band here. See that, guys, how we wick down to the middle band? So it would be nice to see that, guys, a bounce off the middle band here, get some good volume, come back up here, break over top of this 90. That's going to be a big deal. Then we'll have room to run up to around that $100 psychological mark right up here, and that's how we have to do it. Higher highs, higher lows. We have to change that trend. That's a really big deal. Okay. Let's see our stock RSI. So our stock RSI here, guys, it's pointing down right now. You see how it crossed over that signal line. So we got to keep an eye on that, and that's at 70 and 76 right there. Okay, let's see if there's any other ones I wanted to pull up here, guys. Okay. You know what? I think that should be all. I think those were the ones that I wanted to show you right now. Just pay attention to this trend line so we can kind of draw it. Let's see, guys. Kind of looking at this right here, just kind of making sure that holds. So as we bounce up, if we make another attempt, kind of come back down, kind of hold this line here. So I'm looking at that, looking at that resistance right there. So you can kind of see how we're working up in this channel right there. So that's something to pay attention to. Obviously, all the candles, guys. And then our big macro look here. What we're going to do, we're going to zoom out and see where we're at here. It's always good to do this, just put things in perspective, see if we're kind of putting that bottom in from what we see. And it's nice, guys, that we've at least been kind of moving sideways. We want to continue to move back up, try to get moving here, guys. So the first stop, that $100, and we have the 126. It's going to be something. We're also going to have those Fibonacci levels, things like that. And our fib retracement from here, see how far we've bounced back up. And that's our channel, about right in there, guys. So just kind of hanging around here, seeing if we can make a move back up to that 236, around 154 it would be. And that's of the overall chart here, that version. Then let's look at our overall retracement. We're probably up above that 786. It's always good to bring things out here, guys, and just look at it, gain some perspective on it. So we'll go from about right there, guys, start of that run. Okay, about right there. Well, guys, from there, yeah, we broke down through the 786 a little bit. Then we have that 886 at 52. So we have to get back up over that 94 as well. So that's going to be a big deal. I want you guys to pay attention to that. And we're also looking at this overall break of this downtrend. You can see how far we've fallen, guys, and how fast it was. So do you see that break? So that's why we're kind of anticipating, guys, since we did break out of here, you would think that we would have a little move continue to the upside like we have, which I guess we have. You know, we went from that 72 of the low to 84 right now, but we're still lagging pretty far behind Bitcoin. And we want to see that good volume come back in. I've been more so keeping my eye on Bitcoin right now, but I wanted to bring you guys a Litecoin video. It's been a while, and it's always good to talk with you. One more thing, guys, just zoomed out here. I always like looking at different things. Okay, so you can see that tightening pattern, guys. We're due for either a breakup or a breakdown as we're getting closer here, working our way. But always look, when we get to the top of these bands, when we're wicking, there's going to be that profit taking that takes place. Up here, we busted out of the bands, profit taking place. So let's just hope we put in a bottom. That's my biggest thing, guys. I just really want to see a bottom because it's been a while now. It's been 6-7 months. And that's what we're looking at. So getting a little support off the middle band. And guys, this is on today. We're up 0.98%. We're at 84.28. God bless each and every one of you. Take care. Hope you all have a wonderful day.